Recipes for you. We're going to be serving them up today with Beefsteak Club's new wine, Sauvignon Blanc. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, so first recipe I've got for you today is a lovely Italian chicken dish. It is called salt in buccia. It is really thin, tender pieces of chicken flavored with Parmesan, sage, garlic, and then a lovely crispy piece of Parma ham. Topped on top of that, if that isn't enough, fresh cherry tomatoes in balsamic vinegar, olive oil, basil, and then some lovely melted mozzarella. We're gonna serve that up with a Sauvignon Blanc. It's this one here. So we're working in partnership with Beefsteak Club. They do some amazing wines. It's the new Sauvignon Blanc. This one is gonna be delicious. Right, so let's get started. So we've got to get the chicken all one level. Now, if you look at this chicken, it's thin at this end and it's thicker at that end. That is a problem, but we're gonna solve that, okay? So let's get a knife and we're gonna cut them and then we're going to bat them out, okay? So just cut into the top there and then down the middle. Don't cut all the way through. That'll do. It's kind of what we would call butterflied. All right, and then we'll do the same on this one. That's it. Yeah, good. We're ready. So let's take some parchment paper. So how have you found our summer series, Emily, in partnership with Beefsteak? It's been good, hasn't it?
Very tasty.
Yeah, we are converts to chilled Malbec,
yes.
are we not?
Yeah, absolutely.
That has been the biggest revelation for me.
Yeah, that's
Chilled
really
red
good.
wine. Go back to first episode where we made, what did we make? We made a melanzana style pasta dish. And then the second episode, or the second recipe of the first episode, we made a delicious Spanish omelette with manchego, onions, potatoes, and we served it with chilled Malbec. Good, really good. Okay, so 2 pieces of parchment, and then I've got a very special hammer that does this, but you can use anything you like that's heavy, even a wine bottle. So we're just going to bat them out. This will tenderize them, but more importantly, it'll get them nice and flat to one level. It's perfect for what we want. Oh, I feel better for that. Let's put that to one side. I'm just going to clean this board and I'll be right back. Right. So we've got our chicken. It's all batted out, ready to go. We want to flavour it. So we're going to have some garlic. Okay. A couple of cloves of garlic. We'll get that on there. Okay, let's grab a knife. So remember, if you've got any questions about today's recipes or any others, just post them in the comments below and I will answer them as best I can. I am here to help. So, 2 cloves of garlic. We'll just give that nice layer of flavour, actually, it'll be good. Take that bit away. So when I was actually chatting to the guys at Beefsteak, they were talking to me about the sustainability of the wine as well, which I found really interesting. Obviously, wines come from all over the world, so being able to sort of reduce carbon footprints, things like that, is so important in this day and age. And they were telling me that they've managed to create a wine bottle with 25% less glass in it. So you imagine how many bottles that, you know, they must make.
Yeah.
And that 25% must
make a big difference.
All these little things, you add them all together and they make a big difference, I think. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So, and not necessarily something you'd think of until they mention it. So I've got my garlic here. I'm going to take 3/4 of it. Okay, the last little bit is going into a glass bowl there for my tomatoes. All right, olive oil. And then I'm just gonna rub the garlic around the chicken. There we go. Turn it over, do the same, get the flavors going. Right, let's wash my hands. Right, let's get this chicken seasoned up. So a little bit of salt on there, not too much, because we're gonna top it with ham, which is obviously salted as well. So a little bit of black pepper on there. There we go. Right, let's get our pan on the heat. So I've got a non-stick pan. What is that? About a 25 centimeter pan. Get it on the heat, get it hot, get it ready to cook. Okay, so I've got some sage leaves. We don't use sage that much in our cooking, do we?
No, I was just thinking that. But it's nice when we use it.
Yeah, I like sage. You have to be careful with sage. If you put too much in, it can get quite sort of metallic in its flavour. But just the right amount is really good, and it's so easy to grow. Even I can grow it.
Crispy sage before.
Yeah, nice with a pumpkin soup, and then you finish it with like crispy sage leaves and hazelnuts and in olive oil. It's good. It's really good. Right, okay, and then let's grab some of our Parmesan cheese. So we're using this Parmesan. It's going to help stick the Parma ham to the chicken as well. This is really good as well because you can do this the night before. Get it all ready.
I feel like this is a really good like Friday night dinner, Friday night supper.
Any night dinner, this is good. It's really good. You're going to like this one, I promise. So.
Especially if you can prep it the night before.
Yeah, get it all done. And then take your Parma ham. So super thin cured ham. You could do Parma, Serrano, whatever. You know, there's loads of cured hams out there now. But it's important that you just lay it on the top, and then they often come with like a piece of plastic. So we're just going to peel that away. And that protects the cheese and it protects the sage so that all the flavours stay in, but it goes really crispy and it tastes amazing, which is the best bit. Okay.
It tastes good.
Exactly. You could probably do this with chicken thighs as well if you wanted to. You'd need to sort of bash them out a bit because they take a little bit longer to cook. But there you go, that's ready. So we'll get a little bit of olive oil on the ham so that it doesn't stick, okay? And we'll just use our fingers, just sort of push that out, get everything shining up nice. There we go. Right, and now we're gonna get that in the hot pan. So that's why we get the pan hot. So we can hear that. Yeah, we're ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do one at a time. Okay. We'll pick our chicken up and lay it into the pan, ham side down. All right?
You can see it starting to crisp up already.
Yeah. I'm going to turn the heat down.
I like the idea of this.
Let that cook. Pop that there and let's tidy up. So, again, I've had raw chicken about, so I'm going to completely clean the kitchen down so that we can get the topping made. Okay, so let's just, while that's cooking, season up. Lots of black pepper, hardly any salt really, just a tiny bit. Okay, and just let it do its thing. Now, what you'll notice is I've not turned that chicken over at all. I've not fiddled with it, I'm not looking at it. I'm just letting it do its thing. It's a non-stick pan, so they're gonna move. It's gonna be okay, all right? Just going to put the extraction on a little bit just to get any smoke away. So while that's happening, you remember that little bit of garlic we had in there? So, a couple of tablespoons of olive oil, not too much. And then I've got some nice balsamic vinegar here. This is an aged balsamic. So it's a little bit thicker, sweeter. It's nice. Really nice. What you need to try, actually, Emily, while we're having a trying day, let's try. You've not tried this vinegar, have you?
No.
It's nice. I know you like your tomatoes.
I do.
Tiny little drop. Have a taste of that. Balsamic vinegar is one of those that you don't scrimp on it. You buy the good stuff, but you use it for the right reasons, all right? You don't use that on your chips. You know, it's for things like finishing.
Oh, that's nice, that.
Nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, so that's cooking nicely, as is that one. Right. Okay, couple of minutes and then that's going in. Right, so we've got olive oil, a little bit of aged balsamic and a tiny bit of garlic in there. So what we're going to do is take our cherry tomatoes, cut them in half and whack them straight in. You know, if you've got some other tomatoes that are bang in season, use them, all right? It's really...
Use any type of tomato? Like
yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, if you've got some lovely San Marzano tomatoes, they're really nice because they're not really watery. They're just all flavour, those.
Yeah.
They're lovely. Beef tomatoes, cherry vines, you know. I always find, like, in the UK in particular, cherry tomatoes are usually the most reliably sweet and delicious ones. We're not, you know, always blessed with great tomatoes all the time in this country. But in the summer, you can't beat them. They're amazing. Okay, so there we go.
Taste the flavour.
Yeah.
As the summer comes on.
Yeah. So let's mix that together. Now let's take a little bit of basil, tomatoes, balsamic vinegar. They're all just best friends. Yeah. So just gently push your knife through the basil, like we've talked about before. Don't hack at your basil because it will just bruise. It'll be awful. Okay, so there we go. And then we're going to take our mozzarella. Now I've got fresh buffalo mozzarella here, which usually has quite a lot of liquid in. So just tear it and give it a bit of a squeeze. And then just...
converted me to this.
All right.
Yeah. I didn't realise good mozzarella. I always used to find it weird that people ate mozzarella cold.
Tastes like milk, doesn't it?
But buffalo mozzarella is so tasty.
If you're going to eat it uncooked, just buy the good stuff. Don't have it as often.
I quite often buy it for my lunch now and just have some
That'll do.
bread.
Right, we're going to turn this over now, Emily. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's turn this over. Look at that. So you see how the ham's gone nice and crisp?
That looks good.
Lovely. Now, this recipe is designed to be served with beefsteaks Sauvignon Blanc. Okay? So it's a nice, crisp, clean wine. It's going to work with all the vibrant flavours that we've got. This is a fresh dish. It deserves a very crisp, light wine. It's lovely. So let's add a little bit to our dish. So that chicken is seared on the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little wine in the bottom. And now it's poaching in wine. And it's going to make the most delicious sauce. Okay? So just let that go. And we're going to serve a glass with this as well. So what I'm going to do is, I made a nice sourdough this morning. All right, we're going to serve it with a slice of sourdough.
Nice.
Because I think it'll just be a good thing to have with it. There we go.
Yeah, I feel like this could be like a midweek or a weekend type of meal.
It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious. You know, it's dead easy to do. And I think it's good to have these midweekers, I think.
Yeah.
You know, so we've got a little bit of dressed leaf there. Okay, let's just pop that to one side. Now, as that wine reduces, it's creating a delicious sauce. You will reap the benefits, I promise you. And it's stopping the chicken continually drying out. It's just bubbling away in that lovely sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the tomatoes and the mozzarella, and let's just sit that on there. Okay? Let's let it warm through a little bit. We don't want to cook it and melt it. It's not a pizza. This is just going to work beautifully. Okay? So pop that on there. See, even the dog's agreeing with me. Oh, aren't you, Pip? So there we go.
Nice. That looks really good.
Now, what am I going to do? I've got my little blowtorch here. So a little... You could whack it under the grill if you want, not a problem. That's enough for me. Just need that little, just whack it under the grill, do whatever you like, but just think it makes it really, really nice. So let's just pop that there. And let's grab our chicken and just pop it on there. Don't forget any of your tomatoes. That mozzarella on top there. And let's just have a little bit of that sauce. There we go. I'll put that one to the side there. But there you go. That is how to make the most delicious, perfect recipe to serve with Beefsteak Club's Sauvignon Blanc, a salt in butcher, which is a really thin piece of chicken, sage leaves, parmesan, parma ham, topped with beautiful cherry tomatoes, laced in balsamic vinegar and olive oil with buffalo mozzarella. Thank you very much for watching. I have got the most incredible dessert recipe for you next, so don't go anywhere. So I thought I'd make the most delicious recipe, a dessert recipe in fact, to serve with Beefsteak Club's Sauvignon Blanc. It is the peach dish. So we're going to caramelise the peaches in honey with a little bit of rosemary. We're going to serve those up with some whipped mascarpone cream and some roasted pistachios. It's an amazing combination of ingredients. It's a perfect way to end a meal. A really clean, crisp, easy dessert that goes with a delicious wine.
Pour your caster sugar into a heavy bottom pan. Then add your herbs. Grab your Beefsteak Club Sauvignon Blanc and pour it over the sugar as it's starting to get hot. It will bubble up and turn into a golden caramel full of flavour. Roll your knife around the peach stone and it will help you to remove the peach into two halves. Add them, cut side down, into the caramel and return to the heat. Take your mascarpone and honey and mix together to make a lovely sweetened cream. Scatter the pistachios over the peaches as they continue to cook in the caramel. Don't overcook the peaches, they still want a bit of bite. Grab your raspberries. I've gone for some fresh tayberries out of my garden, but you could use raspberries. Spread the mascarpone cream onto a plate. Add the caramelized peaches. Pour the caramel and the pistachios over the top of the peaches. Then add your raspberries and finish with a drizzle of honey. Pour yourself a lovely chilled glass of Beefsteak Club Sauvignon Blanc and enjoy.
So there you go. That is how you make my caramelized peaches with whipped mascarpone, rosemary and pistachio. A beautiful, simple dessert that works so well with this Sauvignon Blanc wine. Thank you very much for watching not only this program, but the whole series. It has been fantastic cooking, tasting some delicious wines from Beefsteak Club. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.